All right. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz, Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. Got a lot of stuff going on, getting ready for NFL Super Wild Card Weekend. Two games Saturday, three Sunday, one Monday. Uh, I wish I had 3 games Saturday and 3 games Sunday and didn't do the Monday night game.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. And especially, I think you get better viewer ratings if you do the 3 and the 3. Have one like start about noon Eastern, and then run it and just run the gamut.
Yep. Oh no, I agree, but I'm
You can even do 1:00, Eastern. But I think you get the whole gamut in.
Yeah, you can do like 1, 4, and 7:30 or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I would do. I would do 1, 4, and like 7:30. That's perfect. Because then the 7:30 game would probably end around 11:30.
I mean, hell, you can even start it at 8 if you wanted. Like Monday Night Football don't start till like 8 or a little after 8. So.
I mean, and that wouldn't be an issue. That would be who's first up in this shoe? I think. I know it was. I don't think it was Tampa and Dallas. I don't think they had the first one. I think it's
Tampa and Dallas is Monday night.
Yeah.
I can tell you. Hold on, let me pull it up here. It'll tell me what time. First game is going to be the Seahawks and 49ers at 4:30 on Saturday.
Right.
Then you have Chargers and Jaguars.
Yeah, that was the one. The Chargers and Jaguars game.
That's Saturday night. Saturday night at 8:15. And then on Sunday at 1:00 is the Dolphins and Bills. 4:30 is the Vikings and Giants. And 8:15
that's gonna be a good game.
Is the Ravens and Bengals.
Yeah, that Vikings and Giants is going to be a good game too, man. Damn, can the Giants go in there and pull the spoiler alert on the Minnesota Vikings? Oh my!
I think they can. I think they can.
Oh,
what's up,
him!
What's going on, y'all?
This might be the first time I think I've seen Rob without a hat on. Yeah, man. Rob ain't got no hat on. He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good.
I don't know if it's the first time, but it's one of the few times.
Man, you don't ever see Rob without a hat on. He usually got a Bulls hat on, or he got whatever. Golden State. Yeah, he'll pull that. He'll do that little flip around and put that Golden State on you. Man, what you think, man? You ready for some football? It's coming up soon, huh?
Oh yeah. See Tom Brady put them Cowboys down.
Man, hey, listen. When it comes to Tom Brady, man, I stopped betting against that man. So I hope my Cowboys can survive it. But I'm not betting on anything that has TB and 12 in front. I'm not doing it. I've been right by that one before.
Dak Prescott's going to have to play a lot better than what he's been playing.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Jeez.
If the Cowboys are going to do anything. And the Cowboys defense is going to have to step up and start playing like they were.
Yeah, they said the last 6 games, Michael Parsons, like 1.5 sacks. So like the first 7 games or something, he had like 12 sacks. What's going on, Jay?
Man, I'm good. I don't really have too many complaints. Gonzo was a little late this morning. Typical Gonzo. We can never get that guy on time. But I'm hoping one of these days, Gonzo, the message I get will be like, hey, Jay, I'm on time. I'm not going to be a few minutes late. That would make me feel really special inside. But, we haven't got there yet, Rob, but we're working on it.
Gonzo wears many hats.
He got like one hat. It's got that same stocking hat he had on the last 6 months. I was kidding.
Not 6 months, but about a month. But hey, when I sent you the link, you said give you 7 minutes. So I wasn't the only one that was running late.
Man, I know. That's because Blue took an emergency. You know what? And I had to emergency go handle that business.
But no,
and I just take him off for the bathroom break too. And he's just like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?" I've learned that you can look with my animal. Hey, when Mel takes him out, she'll come back real quick. I'm like, Mel, you're back awfully fast. Do you double poop and double piss? No, well then take him back out because he's got about 2 more to go. I'm sorry.
It's
That's a lot of crazy graphic language for this early in the day. But
it's been announced that Tua is not going to start for the Dolphins. How are the Dolphins going to look against the Bills this weekend with either Bridgewater or the third string quarterback if Bridgewater can't go? Do you think the Dolphins are going to have a chance?
Nah. They need to not saying Bridgewater can't win a game or two, but Tua is what's got you there. And the only concern with that is unfortunate as it may sound, Tua might have to start looking at what's after football.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying on that too, man. That CTE is nothing to joke around about. My thing is, I think if the Dolphins want to have a chance to win in Buffalo, it can be done, but it's going to take the defense of Miami. They're going to have to step up in a way that they haven't stepped up before. Like that defense has got to contain Singletary, Allen from that running game. That's got to be step one. Step two is going to be, like you said, you're not going to beat him with Bridgewater. So you can't say, well, I've got this dynamic quarterback. What you're going to have to do is do gameplay management and just make him a game manager. Nothing crazy. It doesn't have to be 20-yard bombs. But they're going to have to simplify their game plan, and they're going to have to rely on a heavy defense and a heavy run game from Mostert and company. So it can be done, but like Rob said, it's very unlikely that I think they get it done. I don't know if they pull it all together in time for that. Buffalo might just have too much on that offensive side of the ball game.
Yeah, they better hope Tyreek Hill show up and be the old cheater where he get that yak yardage.
Hill got banged up a little bit. I think last game or the game before too. But I don't think they have much of a chance. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. That's why you play the game. But I think they would have had a better chance with Tua. But even if Tua played this game, I still think that Bills was going to be a little too much for the Dolphins. Plus, I think the Bills are going to have some momentum, man. I think this DeMar Hamlin thing is can really tragedy like that can really galvanize the team together.
I just saw that he's like being released from the hospital completely now. So
they said
out to DeMar.
Yeah, from what I saw, it said by Friday he would be probably released from the hospital. So that's crazy.
I'm praying for him. Hope he continues
2 weeks and you're out of the hospital.
Yeah, especially going through something like that. I mean, physically, hopefully he gets better, but now it's a mental thing too,
Yeah.
Well, and I think the biggest thing though is just finding out why. Why did he collapse? And if it is what they said, where his heart got put out of rhythm on how that hit was laid down, then if that's the case, they put the heart back in rhythm. He should be fine and ready to go. But if it's something more serious than just knocking a heart out, and not that that's not serious, but I'm saying like surgically or whatever, then now you're looking at a whole different ball game. But hopefully it was just knocked out of rhythm, and they with them shocking him back into rhythm,
But
they said well, me and my boss had a conversation about it. He's a former NFL player, and he was saying it was like a perfect storm. It was like whatever his heart was going through, along with him hitting that person, unfortunately, everything happened at the right time for that to happen. You know what I mean? So, and we don't want to say right time. That's what happened. Like his heart was doing whatever it was doing, combined with the way that he hit the guy, because it was a basic hit. He didn't hit him hard. It was a pretty standard tackle. It was just whatever was going on inside of him, that tackle, it made something happen. It was like a chain reaction.
Yeah, I mean, there's any number of things that it could be, and that's why I think it's so hard to say, well, should he come back? Should he not come back to football? I mean, how do you make that decision if you don't even understand the full why? Well, why he went down. I mean, how do you give an educated guess to that? I don't think you can until they find out what caused it. Really, truthfully, what caused it, without a doubt.
Yeah, from the reports I saw yesterday, they were saying that's what they're doing now was running tests to see if anything that they thought or anything medically that they thought caused it.
And that's even just beyond football. I mean, if you don't catch what the issue is now, what's to say it couldn't happen again from something else? I mean, it's really important that they find that out.
I think it was just one of them freak of nature accidents that never really gonna have a 100% answer of why it happened.
I mean, you can kind of say the same thing about Tua. Like we know the second hit that he took when he got that CTE, his body locked up. But the third hit, nobody even knew he had a concussion until the following week. Like, wait, he got another concussion.
And with Tua, I think if Tua's going to keep playing in the NFL, he needs to go to the WWE and learn how to fall. Learn how to tuck your damn head when you fall, so your damn head don't keep whipping back on the turf.
Either that or take a lesson from Tony Hawk.
Man, if you watch him fall, it seems like every time he gets pulled backwards, his head's just out there. It's like, dude, tuck that chin so your head don't hit the ground.
Yeah.
But you don't understand it. Warp speed is like 95 miles an hour. How do you catch up to 95?
No, some of them, but man, some of those he got a concussion or guys trying to drag him down and they pull him back. It's like them aren't as bang plays. You know what I mean? It's like, man, you got to try to protect yourself as well.
And not comparing Tua to like a Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts, but I think that's another thing that Miami is going to miss is Tua's ability to get outside of the pocket and prolong plays. Because now, we know that the Bills secondary is beat all up to him. So, right now they're probably, not saying they prayed on an injury for Tua, but they're probably taking a deep breath of relief. I would imagine knowing that they can probably contain Waddle and Hill better without Tua being out there to, give them those extra seconds to get open.
Man, yeah. I hope he's back, man. Because like you said, man, it's not the same. Well, obviously for his own health, but from a football perspective, like you said, man, the only way they have a chance in this playoffs is if Tua comes back, and I don't, like you said, I just don't think that's going to happen.
Oh well, he's not. They don't announce he's not playing this week.
No, I mean, even if they make it past this week, that he may not even make it for the next series.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't bring him back at all. Like I would let Tua really talk to family, seek out medical professionals. Run second, third, fourth test, figure out. If I play football, how detrimental is that to my health, to my sanity, to my mental capacity,
And like AP says, the saying here that he says there's really something wrong with Tua. Still out. He's still out, and DeMar almost died and is already out of the hospital. And
that's a completely different story.
No, but I mean,
each one went through. I'm just saying, like a concussion protocol is not going to be the same as a guy who got his heart out of rhythm. I mean, the recovery time is not going to be the same for either one of them.
But what I'm saying, Jay, is usually getting cardiac arrest, you're going to be in the hospital a lot longer than a guy's going to be in concussion protocol. I mean, DeMar Hamlin getting out in a week, in a little basically under 2 weeks that's crazy. That's not almost unheard of. We're getting out that soon.
Yeah.
But let me ask you guys this: Is Tua going to be the quarterback in the long term for the Dolphins? Or are the Dolphins going to look for a quarterback in the offseason because of the concussion issues?
If I'm the Dolphins, I'm looking at quarterbacks in the draft. If I'm the Dolphins, honestly, I might be looking at Lamar Jackson.
And that's we'll get to Lamar in a minute.
I get you, but I'm just saying.
That's a whole big topic too. But I hope the Colts go after Lamar if he's available.
Yeah, Baltimore doing him wrong, but like you said, when y'all get a chance, man, I only got enough time to hop on while I was on my little break, so I had to show my face.
Well, man, we like seeing that face, though. It makes me feel all happy now.
But no, I agree. I think the Dolphins.
I'm looking for a smile.
Anthony Price says keep Tua, get a better backup. They might go that route. I think they're going to be looking for a new quarterback because, I mean, it's hard to win. It's hard to win if you're always worried about your quarterback not being in the game. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not all to his fault, but also, I mean, you got to play whoever gives you the best chance to win.
And honestly, if I'm Tua, unfortunately, I might not be so quick to jump back in the thick of things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
especially,
I wouldn't be either, though. Hey, listen, I know what CTE is, and I know how it's affected other athletes. So, I mean,
yeah.
like you said, I would be doing my due diligence. I'd be getting my second, third, and fourth opinions, make sure that I'm straight before I just put myself back out there to have it happen all over again, which could even be worse after that, you know?
Oh yeah, because if he gets another concussion quick, not only is he probably done playing football, but it could really, I mean, it could affect his life on down the road.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we seen athletes have to quit their sport due to health issues? I mean,
But look,
we see it in wrestling all the time, like where doctors are telling guys, "Hey, if you fall the wrong way again, there's a chance you could be paralyzed for the rest of your life." So it's not like it's uncommon to see an athlete have to leave the game due to injuries, but the most important thing is that the medical staff do their job and do their due diligence to save Tua from himself, because I know Tua's a competitor. He's gonna want to get back out there on the field. But if it's
Of course.
detrimental to your health, it's not worth it.
Yeah, especially when you have that drive to compete, that high drive to compete. It's almost like that. The ability to not play football for them is almost as bad as to playing football, because they don't know what to do after they get done with that. Where do you put all that channeled energy that you used to have, that outlet? And maybe they don't have that outlet like they had, and that put people into states of depression and things like that.
I think if he does end up having to leave the NFL, I could see him getting a job on TV somewhere on one of these networks.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you come away from anything, you got a little bit of fame to you. You can get on a podcast these days.
Damien says the Dolphins fans love Skyler. I don't think they will get a QB. Damien, the Dolphins ain't going to care who the fans love when it comes down to getting that quarterback. I don't think Thompson's going to be their answer.
Oh hell no, Skylar freaking Thompson. This is what we're talking about now? Is this where the conversation went? Skylar Thompson?
I didn't know.
Man, damn. Okay.
And then Anthony Price says, "You think the NFL is hiding info about Tua because they didn't stop it?" I don't think so. I don't think so, because how was the NFL going to stop it? I mean, yeah, the first time the doctors messed up or Miami messed up, but these other two times they followed protocols. They've kept them out. I mean, I think they've done their due diligence on it, at least from the outside looking in. It looks like it. I don't think NFL is hiding anything about Tua. What do you think?
No, I don't. I mean, hey, look, I'm a skeptic, man. I believe anything can be hidden, and I think if the NFL doesn't want you to find it, they can be. What I'm saying is, hey, it wouldn't surprise me if things, because we've seen it before happen, right? I mean, we've seen where before things have come out, things we didn't think were there. So I don't want to say that it's not 100%, because I don't know. So I would put it at 50-50. I mean, I can't. You can't really say one way or the other. I would like to hope that they haven't concealed anything, but sometimes sometimes that big money talks and you listen. You know what I'm saying? And some people listen. So
yeah, well, I personally, I don't think that they're hiding anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if something ended up coming out, or if it was happening, because I know it has happened.
Right.
So, I mean, hell, you don't know. Most of the time, you don't know the truth, because there's three sides to every story.
Yeah, no, you're right. And usually it's that third side that's the accurate side.
There's your side, my side, and the damn truth.
I was gonna say, usually that third side comes out and reveals itself through miraculous ways.
Hey, you never know.
Man,
20 years,
WWE.
You never know. 15, 20 years from now, something might come out about this Tua situation.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a lot that's going to come out about it. There might be a whole movie just called Tua. Tua, my story. Yeah, he You know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. I think, excuse me. I think everybody's going a little crazy about this WWE. Let's see what happens before we say RIP WWE. I mean, just because the Vince came back and now Stephanie resigned, and there's rumors that they're selling maybe to the Saudis, and people think they sell to the Saudis, it's just going to go under. It's not going to go under. If the Saudis are buying it, actually, I mean, that's even more. I mean, that's even more money that's going to get. I think they'll get put into it. But it's just like Live Golf. Everybody hated Live Golf because it's ran by the Saudis and the way Saudis treat women, and it's blood money and this. Okay, you can say that about Saudis, but what about China? China's a communist company. NBA's big partners with China. Nobody is saying RIP or NBA and bitches about that. So I mean, I think we got to quit picking and choosing. What bad is okay to work with?
These views do not represent that of Jay McLovin nor that of ASAP. Listen, we love China. We love some Chinese food, man. I'm just saying. Listen, I love some chow mein.
I love some Chinese food, but
don't mess up my chow mein. Damn.
You know what I'm saying, right? I mean,
yeah. Listen,
hey,
listen. If the Saudis buy, you know, all these different things that they're talking about buying. I know they started off with golf, and now they're looking at WWE. What's next, man? McDonald's? Are they going to take McDonald's away from us too? I mean, seriously, taking everything else that's American away. Why not just want to take McDonald's too, or Sizzler, or Denny's, or any other place that you might frequent in your leisure time? Mike Hughes.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but seriously, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Hi, Gonzo.
Oh, I don't even think I'm putting that comment up there.
Sorry to bring up politics. I wouldn't.
when you're contemplating the Damian Hernandez question, I'm just saying, hey, man, you take what you get, sir.
Well, we know the Dolphins know Tua. Lamar Jackson for the Ravens is still up in the air. Do you guys think he plays?
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's what I say, Chris. Fuck you. Nah, because one, I'm hurt. And two, you just made Roquan Smith the highest paid linebacker in NFL history. You could blow me if you think I'm playing that game. I ain't playing that game until I get paid. You gonna disrespect me like that? That's crazy.
No, but it's true, though. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. That's honestly what I've been saying. I feel like at this point, if I'm Lamar, I'm not risking my personal injury until I get a long-term contract. When I do get my injury, I'm still getting paid. And that little $40 million contract or whatever it is, you know, he hasn't even been tagged yet. So, you know, whatever they're talking about tagging him with, what is it, $35 million, I think it is? Is that right? The first tag is like $35 million, $40 million, something like that. So I'm not risking all that money for that little $30 million or whatever you want to try to throw at me. And if I get injured, now I'm really screwed. No, I'm good. I think we'll just chill out. We'll sit here. Everybody knows what Lamar Jackson can do. Everybody knows I'm Lamar. They don't need more game tape. They don't need to study anything. They know what I bring to the table. So I think I just sit and I just wait. And I tell my agent, look, unless they want to give me the parameters in which I'm looking for, which I'm assuming is the full guarantee, I think was what's holding them up. Unless you give me that fully guaranteed money, I ain't coming back. And I'll just wait here until the right team does. Or if I do take less, it won't be to go with the Ravens where they screwed me over. I'll go to another team.
Gonzo, your dad got me dead right now. He said Lamar to the Colts. 100%. 100%.
Hey.
I've heard Tony Gonzalez say 12 different quarterbacks to the Colts. He's going to have 12 quarterbacks on that roster. But no, I agree with you.
If we get 12, we might be able to find one good one.
No, 100%. I mean, it's like me when I was looking for a kicker in 2018. I had like 20 of them dudes at training camp. But I do think with Lamar, I do agree to Roger's comment right there. He's going to be wearing green, but I think that's either going to be with the Seahawks or with the Jets. I think either one of them can use him really well. I mean, if you give I really don't think that the Jets or the Seahawks necessarily need to use that top 5 pick to get somebody like that. Now, it all depends on what happens with Lamar, because if he's tagged, obviously he's tagged, but which I don't see why he's not tagged. I think that's just, it's a legitimate conversation. You're either going to get extended or you're going to get tagged. And some guys, we've seen in the past, they'll get tagged and then a month or two will go by and they'll immediately extend their contract. So it just kind of extends those conversation talks and kind of parlays them from actually getting, taken away to a different organization. But to what Jay was saying, and I've been screaming this since Lamar came in, you've done nothing for him, man. I mean, Mark Andrews is cool. I mean, it's not bad. But, if you were to tell me, listen, we're going to franchise tag you, but we're going to trade for Devontae Adams, and we're going to make Devontae Adams the highest paid wide receiver, I don't think Lamar would have a problem with it because it benefits Lamar. When you're paying Roquan Smith highest linebacker money, and he's not better than Darius Leonard, or sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you, Gonzo. Shaquille Leonard now, or any of these other guys out there like a TJ Watt. He's not better than these guys. He plays off the ball. He's just not better. He's great at tackling. He's always going to be top 3 in tackles in the league. But I mean, you're just disrespecting Lamar, a guy who hasn't even played 16 games for the organization, just got paid highest paid linebacker ever. And you're looking at Lamar Jackson, who has an MVP, the number 1 rushing quarterback ever. And, Justin Fields is number 2, but that's just whatever. But it's something like it's just disrespectful. There's no other real words for it. There's nothing else I could really say. I'm not going to make this crazy argument. Mike, what if Lamar gets tagged and then hurt next year? That's why you don't play. You don't play, bro. I mean, you could tag me. That's cool. But I'll do what Le'Veon Bell did. I mean, I'm not going.
But the problem is also they can tag him for 2 seasons.
That's cool because I'll sit.
But I think if he sits, they'll end up doing a trade because, I mean, are you really going to hold up your franchise so you can make a point and make him sit out 2 seasons?
100%.
I mean, that don't make sense.
You're going to tell me if Lamar goes out 2 seasons though, back to back, people may then start to decrease their offer to him because now they're like, well, who wants this quarterback that's been on the shelf for 2 years?
Jay, do me a favor.
Yeah, I know.
I want you to look up Deshaun Watson's contract.
Oh no, I get it.
Not only did my guy not play for 2 years, he went to court with 27 women and still got $230. Like guys will do it.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's a good point.
Teams will definitely do it, and that's without an MVP. That's without issues. That's like, Deshaun's had so many issues and so much less talent offered, and you're looking at Lamar Jackson. He's a stand-up dude. All you got to do is stay healthy. Here's 2 years to stay healthy. Hey, I'm kicking it. Now, the only person that should be worried is the Ravens general manager because he hasn't done a lick of shit. Yeah, cool, you drafted Lamar. Other than that, what have you done?
Yeah, and going to what Damien's saying here, that to be fair, Lamar still has problems staying healthy and being consistent with his arm throwing. His throws still suck. If you watch Lamar, it's not his throwing that sucks. It's he don't have nobody to throw the fucking ball to, other than basically Mark Andrews.
Hollywood Brown with Lamar Jackson led the league in drops. And that's what it is. Like, Hollywood Brown's obviously figured himself out in Arizona, and that looks great, but he's still not healthy, and he's still dropping balls here and there. Like, Mark Andrews is pretty solid, and that's pretty relatively new for Lamar. I just don't think at the end of the day that, they did Lamar justice within these 4 or 5 years that he's been here. I don't think Bill would know what to do with Lamar, though, to be honest.
Man, I don't even think Bill would know. Yeah, you're right. I don't think he would know what to do with Lamar.
I don't think he's ever had a quarterback. I mean, I'm not doubting him. I'm just saying, like, I think that's out of what they're running. They run
absolutely.
They run the same system every year. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
That's a big jump from Mac Jones and Tom Brady to Lamar Jackson. It's a big jump.
Yeah, we kind of saw who went over there. Cam Newton went over there. How did Cam Newton look over there? He didn't look too good.
And Jacoby Brisker went over there too when he was still more mobile, and they really didn't know how to utilize him.
And I think it's just because, like you said, they're used to more prototypical pocket passers that, do the plays that they want to be done.
They like their field generals, which is why Mac is struggling. But because he's not a field general, I think Gonzo and I hit that on the head the second the draft happened. I was like, this kid looks like the next, guy who's going to be there, but should have took Brock Purdy, if anything.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, he's winning.
But I
some
will
games,
say
though.
that not having a true offensive coordinator hasn't exactly done the Bills, the Patriots, Bill, or Mac Jones himself. And none of it's done either one of them any good.
Jay, wake up, Jay. You're sleeping.
I know, man. Damn. No, that was my medication alarm. Make sure you take your psychotics. And so I'm like, oh, well, I'll take the psychotics here in a minute.
Sleeping, Jay. Wake up, Jay. You're sleeping.
If I start twitching, you know why.
You're in the Matrix, Jay. Wake up, Jay.
Take the blue pill. Take the blue pill. Well, I took the blue pill this morning, and I got an erection that lasted 5 hours. I should have taken the other pill.
It's gonna be interesting. Roger says, "Who's the best team in the NFL that didn't make it to the playoffs?"
Detroit Lions, easy. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I'd probably say Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends like how you're asking that question though. Like the best roster or the best team? Because the best team without a hands down is the Detroit Lions. I mean, they fought all year long.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If they didn't start off to that rough start, which has kind of been the narrative the last couple of years with Dan Campbell, is they start off 1-6 and then they'll go on these 7-0 runs. It's crazy, but if they
and did Dan Campbell just come out and say that, hey, look, Goff is our quarterback. That's going to be our quarterback next year and going forward. So I guess that makes Goff feel a little bit more secure in his job. But how do you guys feel about them not at least entertaining maybe looking at a quarterback in the draft? I don't think they do. I think Goff is doing a good job over there. But
yeah, the way Goff played, I'm not surprised that they want to keep him. He's played at a Pro Bowl level. Damn it, spit it out, Gonzo. He played at a Pro Bowl level this season, and the way he played, and they had one of the top offenses in the NFL was their defense.
Right. I also think Amon-Ra got hurt, Swift got hurt, a bunch of guys. Jameson Williams got hurt. Then had the audacity to ask Rodgers for his jersey, whatever. But I kind of just looked at Jared Goff's stats lately, and he's really getting back to what he was the first couple years in LA. And I think that's really what we're looking at. And I think the big issue was, from 2018 where they make the Super Bowl, and then, he has 32 touchdowns, 4,600 yards, and then 7 interceptions. Then he goes into 2019, and then it's like, damn, bro, 22 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 2020, 20 and 13. Then he's kind of in Detroit, kind of found his way back to being that field general, kind of 19-8, and then 29-7 this year with 440. So I mean, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. So 4,400 yards is pretty great for a Detroit Lions offense, just from a passing perspective. So I think Jared's kind of finally found his stride. I think the problem with Jared was Sean McVay understood, we are in a window right now to win the Super Bowl right now. And is Jared Goff, who's already lost the Super Bowl, going to be able to take us there? That's kind of what happened with the Matthew Stafford thing. And now a couple of years later, Matthew Stafford's finally kind of fallen down. And now you're looking at Jared Goff as a late bloomer on the rise. So I like Jared. I still think, to somebody's point, I said this, I think around the deadline, if you could flip Jared Goff and picks for Lamar Jackson, if I'm Dan Campbell, I would do it. But if it's not Lamar Jackson, I wouldn't do it. Like, I really think, like, to Jay's point, like, there isn't a quarterback in the draft that I would say, you should take over Jared Goff. And if there is, I'll bite my tongue on it and I'll say I was wrong. But it's something for me where at this very moment, if they want to win, I think they're rocking with Jared Goff.
And I think that's because with Jared Goff what you have. Like, you already know that, okay, yeah, I can compete with this guy. You don't know, just because Bryce Young looks like the best thing on paper, or CJ Stroud looks so good on paper, doesn't mean that they're going to translate that to the NFL and they're going to be that same way in the NFL. I mean, they could go. It could, or it could go, the opposite way. You never know.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
But I also think sometimes, too, with the wrong head coach and the wrong quarterback, it's not going to work either. And I think we saw that with Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence. And now you get Peterson, a much more qualified, guy that to teach, not only the quarterback position, but the team, but the team as a whole. And now you look at Trevor Lawrence, and it was like night and day. Like this dude don't even look like the guy from last year.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't. And if their weapons can stay healthy on the offense side of the ball, they'll be good. They got to tighten up that defense.
Yeah.
But the defense did play better towards the end of the season. And that's why they went on that run of winning like 6 of their last 7 games or whatever. And if the Rams don't get a couple penalties, they probably win that game, and you have the Lions in the playoffs.
Right. No, 100%.
Because it wasn't like Seattle just blew out the Rams. That game went in overtime, and Baker threw an interception. But the Rams had chances to win that game and blew it. In a little bit of NBA, you got Durant's going to be out at least a month. LeBron missed a game last night with the ankle, I think it was.
Yeah.
Curry came back. But what's this do to the Nets? The Nets have been looking good. Look like they're finally focused on basketball instead of all the other shit around basketball. Irving's been playing and staying focused. But is it you take Durant off that team? Could this team go off the rails?
I think so. I think this is the problem. You look at it for what it is, and everybody's happy with how Ben Simmons has been playing as of late, but everybody was going to stay happy until something like this happened, until Kyrie Irving had an issue or until KD had an issue or somebody along those lines. Now you look at Ben Simmons and you're like, let's say the Nets get blown out by 20 tonight and Ben Simmons has 4 points like he has all season. You look at Ben and you're like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah. Like when you're winning, it's cool. When you're winning, hey, if you want to facilitate and play defense, that's fine. We got Kyrie, we got KD, we got Claxton, we got all these other guys. They have that rookie kid. I forget his name. He's shooting threes like it's nothing. He's shooting the lights out the ball. It's cool. It's cool and it's fine. But when they start losing, that's when you look at Ben Simmons and you go, man, you can't have 4 points a game. You got to score, bro. You used to average 18 a game? Like, what happened to you, bro? You just stopped giving a shit? You just want to be a facilitator now? You just want to be the Marcus Smart of the team and just play defense and do what you do when you're the number 1 overall pick? Like, there's conversations about this guy being the next LeBron James. That's what was said when he was drafted. And in just a couple years, I mean, it's the complete opposite. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out, but I definitely think Ben Simmons' spotlight is definitely going to be on his head.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like you said, without Durant, that spotlight's going to be on him to help Irving.
Mm-hmm. And I want to give really quick because I was the only one really still on the Kyrie train. Man, I
hate Kyrie Irving. I'm not even on that train in any way, shape, or capacity.
And I know, and it's cool, but I gotta give him his love because
I'm not giving him shit.
That shit that happened.
He don't care about you.
That shit that happened. I don't give a fuck if you don't care about me, Jay. I don't care. Listen,
I didn't say me. I said him.
You know how many people don't care about me? I still got love for you, Jay.
Why? I didn't say I didn't care about you. I care about you. I was talking about him. How the hell did it go from him to me? Damn it!
All I'm saying is, all I asked of Kyrie, hey, just stop talking and start hooping, and that's exactly what he did. And he's been hooping for real. So I got to give him his flowers. I don't think the spotlight's on Kyrie to step up. I think he's been stepping up. I think he's been great. He's kind of just, he took that whole situation about the comments that he made and he kind of just, got his head back in basketball and he stopped making those comments and he stopped really being wild and he stopped really just trying to piss everybody off. And I think it was a great thing for him because, I mean, Jay and I even talked about it on Undisputed. He was really one comment away from really, getting canceled. And that's what it is. Like, it's a cancel culture world. And Kyrie was very close to actually being done. Like, that's what happened. So, I think it's one of those things where I don't really put the spotlight on Kyrie right now. Again, I put it all on Ben. I put it all on the organization to kind of just figure out what to do because no matter what, at the end of the day, it's kind of unfair. It's like if Michael Jordan went out or Shaquille O'Neal or somebody like that. You can't replace Kevin Durant, but you got to win these games. And if I'm losing these games and the box score says that Ben Simmons has 3 points and we lose by 5, that's where I'm going to start to get pissed off if I'm the Nets organization.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
what's
I
this
agree.
show Undisputed? Hey, hold on. What's this show Undisputed you keep talking
Bro,
about?
I don't know.
Are you talking about Unscripted?
Whatever. I don't care.
Okay. Well, damn it. Hey, I get
I don't
bullshit
care.
correct. If I can get bullshit correct, you can get unscripted correct. Thank you very much.
Man,
You son of a bitch.
you know what?
That's why, I've told myself once, and I'm going to tell myself again, if that Mike Hughes wasn't so good looking, canceled. You're canceled. You're out of here. We don't want to talk to you no more.
I'm fired. You can catch unscripted whenever.
I'm still trying to catch you with that Astros jersey. Damn it.
I gotta get it.
In the NBA, who do you think's going to come? I know it's early, but right now, who do you think will be, or the teams to beat in the East and the West?
Cleveland. I've always said Cleveland. I believe Cleveland is the team that's going to make it to the finals this year. They're my dark horse. And Jay knows because he had me on unscripted a couple of times, throughout the summer, and I wanted Donovan Mitchell on the Bulls so bad.
I do remember you saying that. I do.
I told everybody he was a superstar. He was just stuck in Utah with Rudy. And now they're fourth in the East, if I'm not mistaken. And he's having these MVP numbers. And Jay, oh my gosh, who did he drop 72 points on? Oh, well, you can find out on bullshit because he fucked up the Bulls. He dropped Zach LaVine.
You know what? You're so petty. You're so. You know what?
He dropped Zach LaVine for 71 points.
He's so petty, man. That dude's so petty, man.
Imagine thinking Zach LaVine was better than Donovan Mitchell, and then Donovan Mitchell says, "Here's a nice 71 piece. Sit on that." Oh my goodness, I loved it. But I do think Cleveland is that team that can really take teams deep. Something that really people don't think about is I love the bench unit. I mean, Jay and I talk about it all the time. Is about complete teams. You look at a team like Boston, that's a complete team. But when you really look at Darius Garland, you look at Donovan Mitchell, you look at Evan Mobley, you look at, Jared Allen and all these other guys, which, by the way, Jared Allen left the game with an illness yesterday and fucked up my parlay. Buddy, if your stomach hurt, you shouldn't have played. You ruined my money. But with that being said, you look at the bench unit. Kevin Love is still hooping. You look at Ricky Rubio is coming back. And remember what Ricky Rubio was doing before he tore his ACL. He was 6th man of the year contender. I mean, this guy was out of his mind. I had him on fantasy. My boy was dropping 70 a night like Donovan Mitchell. And it's something, I just look at Cleveland. They're very well coached. The city of Cleveland, listen, I hate Cleveland. I hate Cleveland the same way Jay McLovin hates Russia and the commies. Like, I hate Cleveland. I do not like anything about Cleveland. Since I was a kid, as a Cubs fan, I don't like Cleveland either. I hate Cleveland. But
the only thing I know about Cleveland is it's in Ohio. That's all I ever cared to know about.
But I respect their fan base because they roll deep.
Oh, they do have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame there, though. So I don't want to get
100%. They do have something, but not much. But you never go there twice. I'll tell you that. But it's something for me. I just think Cleveland's that team in the East that everybody's going to be shocked by, and in the West, Gonzo and I were talking about it. I had the Pelicans. I thought the Pelicans have a very deep roster to be able to do it. And now Zion's out. So I think, again, Curry's back. That window is wide open for what's going to happen in the West. Ja's still talking shit, but he's like 8-10 against teams in the West. So I don't know why he's talking shit. And then Jokic is playing out of his mind.
Yeah. Jokic is playing out of his mind.
Can I ask?
And then also for the Pelicans.
I am kind of curious, and I want to ask Jay too. Man, are we done with the Clippers experiment? Like, because no one even talks of. No, I'm so serious, man.
I was done with Clippers many moons ago. But
no, right. But
we
now
can-
now that you've
you know.
seen it, you've seen Kawhi, you've seen John Wall, you've seen Paul George, Gonzo. Are we done with that? Like it's crazy to me that we're not even talking about it.
Yeah, nobody. That is weird. Nobody's talking about it but yeah, I think they're done. Who knows if Kawhi even is going to play anymore?
Right.
You never know if he wants to play. And then George is hurt now, but they can't ever get no chemistry built together because there's always one of their big guys out. If it's either Wall or Kawhi or George, it seems like at least one of them's always out with an injury or load management, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's time for the Clippers to move on, at least from Kawhi. Time to move on from
Or at
him.
least change your name from the Clippers to load managers, LA load managers, or LA time managers.
I do. I think I'd move on from Kawhi and try to start building, trying to start rebuild. Kawhi's not doing you no good if he ain't playing.
God, that's bad when when Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, has 2 tries at getting a trophy, and they still can't get it with either one of those sons of bitches. God, what a time to be alive! You get 2 shots at a title, and you can't come down with one. What the hell?
Well, then you got Jay's Lakers that we're starting to look a little bit better, but now LeBron got hurt, and Davis is out for a month.
Yeah.
I saw what you did there. You said Jay's Lakers. I'm not buying into it. You can't make me mad this morning. You can't make me mad this morning. You know why? I have no feelings. I have zero feelings this morning. Zero. I gave all my feelings to Mike Hughes. Mike Hughes stepped on them. Mike Hughes stepped on all my feelings.
No.
Bitch. Always got to be taking people's lives away from them when a little bit of happiness they have. You have pride, or y'all do a good job at that. I'll tell you, man.
Nah.
Can they,
and Frankie does it too. Frankie will chime in there too, man. I'm like, damn.
Can you guys think the New York Giants are going to can upset the Minnesota Vikings?
God, yeah, absolutely. Hell, everybody else has.
Yeah, if they catch fire, they could.
I think everybody else has shown you that these Vikings defense is soft. And when you got a good running back, you got a good quarterback. I mean, you got very good. And what they do? Saquon Barkley's amazing. Jones is finally starting to look like a quarterback now. They have a plethora of mid-level wide receivers, but I mean, still, even with mid-level wide receivers, I mean, you can make something happen. New England's done that for years with mid-level wide receivers.
Yeah, if they get for the Giants, they got to get their running game going, and then and then it's up to their defense. That defense can slow that Minnesota offense down. They're going to have a good chance because Minnesota's defense don't scare me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's really what their Achilles heel has been all year, is that defense.
AP says, who's going to be the Panthers' next head coach since they are interviewing the whole NFL?
Yeah, I mean, that's a carousel, man. Who knows?
And the Colts are doing the same damn thing. It's like 7 guys I heard yesterday that they are interested in or contacting for interviews. I'm like, oh, here we go. I know, dude. I would like. I would like to see the Colts get Jim Harbaugh, but what I think's going to happen, I really think that Jeff Saturday is going to be our fucking head coach. I really do. I think they're going to keep him as head coach, bring in a new offensive coordinator, and then decide what they're going to do at quarterback in the draft. But I do, for some reason, I have that feeling that Jeff Saturday is going to be the head coach of the Colts.
Yeah.
God almighty. If that happens, I'm telling you, holy crap. Gonzo's like, Jay, you think you got it bad with McCarthy? I got just Saturday. That, you know what? Hey, that might net you at least 3 or 4 first-round picks, though.
If we can figure out the quarterback position, we'd be all right. Fix the offensive line. Our defense isn't bad.
Your defense is okay. It's just your offense that's always hurt you. Even when you had Peyton Manning as your quarterback, you still had a rough defense. Peyton obviously did Peyton like things.
Yeah. Now in the Peyton Manning days, we had a good to great offense, but our defense was either average or below average.
Yeah,
sometimes.
that was back in them days when you had Dwight Freeney and company.
Now we're flipped. Now our defense is good, but our offense sucks balls.
Right.
You know, I'm going to call Peyton and have him come over and be your offensive coordinator.
Honestly, I know Peyton Manning's been interested in general manager jobs in the past and front office jobs. If I was the Colts, I would hit him up. If we're fucking calling all the former players to be coaches and front office guys.
Hell yeah. Now, Peyton Manning would be really good as your offensive coordinator. I think he would. If anybody who can call audibles and can read defenses like Peyton does, you know, I think would make a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah, you think they would be good play callers because they, you know, as good as they can read defenses and stuff. I've seen it so many times.
Oh yeah.
Damien says he sees Wolf getting Dan Quinn.
Hey, he's a good defensive coordinator, though. I gotta tell you, he is.
If you'll bring Saturday back, that's clear tanking. Man choked the 33-point lead. Yeah, hell, they might be bringing him back. Try to tank and see if they can get Arch Manning, and then try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. so they can have Manning and Harrison combination again.
Oh my gosh! How would that look if he had the rebirth?
With Thursday, you never know what that dude's plan is.
Well, I'll tell you what, from a marketing standpoint, that could be really nice for you guys if you were able to get the sons of the former greats and then have them live on that legacy. Yeah, that'd be freaking phenomenal.
Let me ask you guys this: what are your thoughts on Marvin Harrison Jr.? I think he's the best wide receiver in the country this year.
I think he's a dog. He's an absolute unit, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with him. Gonzo, he declared for the draft or no?
I'm not sure.
I haven't heard he's declared.
I have not heard that he's cleared. That would be something that would be big if he did.
Yeah, because right now I know it's Jackson Smith-Njigba and Jordan Addison that everyone's really looking at. Williams would be number one on that list.
Right. I don't have to look at him. I think if he was actually considered in the draft, somebody would have reported that already. That'd already be on ESPN's top list of stories.
Yeah.
God, Marvin Harrison Jr. though, man, I tell you, the team that gets him is going to be really good in the offense and the wide receiver department, man. I'm telling you, that dude is phenomenal with Ohio. What he did I think if he doesn't go down, I think Ohio still has a chance of getting that win.
Harrison Jr. can't go out. He's only a sophomore, so he has to play one more season.
So he's got so he does. Okay, so I guarantee, I bet you after next year he does though.
Oh yeah, he'll go after next year. Caleb Williams is a QB worth tanking for you. I think Caleb Williams is going to be good as well. Marvin Harrison Jr. is Justin Jefferson times 2.
I don't know about saying Justin. Oh, that's a.
I like. Here's what I like, because I remember I used to hear people compare me to people or compare my teammates to people. Just let those guys be them. I don't like comparisons. I don't like looking at what guys are going to be or who they're going to be better than. I think just can be them.
I think, what I hate is not so much that people do that. What I hate is when they do it and the dude hasn't even done anything on the field yet to warrant that kind of acclimate. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're deducing what that dude did when this dude hasn't even stepped on the field yet.
Yeah, 100%.
I think next year's draft will be really freaking good. I almost want the Cowboys to go tank and see if they can get Caleb Williams.
Well,
that would be something worth tanking for.
I thought you was happy with Dak Prescott.
Okay, well, I thought you were happy with your long goatee, and then you shaved that on me, didn't you? So what are we talking about? Now I got some kind of alternate version of you. God.
I could really mess you guys up and get my son to come do the show one day, and you guys.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
If he would grow a goatee, he look just like. If I shaved, we look just alike. That's why I usually don't shave all the way. For one, because I look. If I clean shave, I'll get carded to go if I try to buy
Man,
cigarettes.
if you clean shaved and then put these big red circles on the side of your face, you could go as that dude from Saw, that little puppet from Saw. Remember that? Oh my God, Jigsaw. You can go as Jigsaw. No, hey, I can tell you right now, if I ever saw Gonzo outside of a factory that I was about to go into, I would run the other way. Run. I would, and I wouldn't even stop running. I would just keep running.
What other games are you guys? What playoff game this weekend you guys think is going to be the best? Which one are you guys?
I want the
kinda looking
Jacksonville
forward
game.
to?
That Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm looking for that Jacksonville game because I like Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I've always been a Trevor Lawrence fan.
I agree. I think that'll be the game of the week.
I just want to see how he performs in the playoffs. You know what kind of quarterback or how is he going to look at the playoffs? Is he going to get nervous? Is he not going to get nervous? I'm sure he'll be nervous, but will it show on the field that he's nervous? It's going to be good to see how he reacts.
That's going to be the same thing with Purdy with the 49ers.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Dak Prescott. Have you ever watched Dak Prescott play? He looks nervous as hell every time he goes on that field.
I can already tell you about how Dak Prescott's going to play Saturday.
shaking. Oh yeah.
He's going to throw at least one interception, maybe two.
Yeah,
that's what he's been doing since he came back from that injury.
Yeah.
I think that game, Jacksonville Chargers, and then probably the Giants. The Giants and
that Giants game is going to be phenomenal. I definitely want to see that game.
If Lamar Jackson plays, the Bengals and Ravens, I think will be a decent game. But I don't think Lamar's going to play. So,
yeah, I just want to see whoever. I want to see how Philly comes out and plays in the playoffs. If they look like the Philly from back in the from earlier this season, or if they are look a little bit softer like they have towards the end of the season.
Are there any coaches that haven't been fired yet that you think are going to be fired after the end of the season?
Matt Eberflus, please. My bad.
Man, I would say Josh McDaniels, but it looks like they're going to bring him back. But I think Josh McDaniels should be gone. I'm sorry. You took a team that was in the playoffs last year and dysfunctional, and you did not even get them back to the playoffs.
I think the Chargers, Brandon Staley. I think he could be on his way out.
Yeah, I would say Broncos and Arizona, but they've already been let go, so that's pretty much where they are.
I'm glad you said. Did it surprise you that Arizona got rid of Kingsbury?
I thought they might give him another opportunity.
Well, they just signed him to a big extension.
But
they just signed him to a big extension. I thought they'd give him a kind of a pass this year because of Murray being hurt. You didn't have Hopkins for 6 games, so I thought he'd get at least one more year. So it did kind of surprise me when it came out that he was gone. But I think some of it could be they got to get a new GM, a new general manager as well, because the general manager resigned. So how safe is Kyler Murray at being the quarterback in Arizona? He has an injury where he's not going to be ready at the beginning of the season, so he's going to miss some part of next season. And you got a new coach, new GM that didn't draft you. You're not their guy. I could see them maybe moving on from him, maybe either this offseason or
if he doesn't
season.
come out and perform like he's supposed to, I think they move on from him. I don't think it'll be quick. I think it'll be a slow progression to move on from him. But yeah. And then where's Jameis Winston? At some point, they got to give him another shot at being a quarterback out there in New Orleans.
He must not look good at all in practice or something, because I don't understand why they were starting Dalton over him.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, everybody's got to tell you there's something going on over there if that's the case, right? I mean, something's going on regardless. Man.
Is Dennis Allen going to stay there? I've heard a lot of rumors that they think, or people thinking that Derek Carr might go to the Saints because of the connection that he has with Allen, because Allen was part of the staff that drafted him.
Oh man, Carr could do good things out there in New Orleans. He'd have a defense. He'd have a running back. He definitely have a wide receiver and Olave, and then God, if Thomas can ever get his ass back on the field, geez,
Yeah.
that could be a pretty dangerous team. And if they get when Jarvis Landry gets back, could you imagine if you had a healthy Landry, a healthy Thomas, and then Olave, and then you still got Kamara behind you running? Man, you can have a good squad.
Hey, Carlos Correa passes physical. Oh my God,
Yeah,
he passed the
he didn't
physical.
take a physical, Gonzo. Don't let that fool you. They just said, "Hey, Carlos, come in, sit down. This is what you're going to get paid. Don't worry about the physical. We're just going to say you passed it. It's all good. Whatevs."
Right.
But yeah, I mean, come on. You know, Minnesota's they're not doing anything heavily on that guy. They don't care. They already said when he came back they weren't going to give him a physical. They didn't even care.
That's it. I still don't understand all that situation.
I just want to know, was the head coach in the dugout waiting on Carlos saying, "Hey, told you, you'd never leave daddy. Now come on over here and give your daddy a hug and a kiss. Sit your ass down on the bench. Big good Carlos."
To me, how would he get contracts all these other times with that injury, with that being there? You know what I mean? Why all of a sudden it become a problem?
It only became a problem with teams who felt like they didn't need a Carlos Correa to survive, and I think those were the ones that did their due diligence on him and let him go. I mean, it would make no sense whatsoever for the Mets to come in at midnight to try to bring him in, only for him to fail a physical. I mean, you had to think that that's what they saw too, and they were like, "Oh hell no!" But the Twins are just so hard up for people to come there. They're like, "Yeah, we'll take whoever. No physical, be damned. Just come on over here. We're good. Let's go." probably got Bud Kilmer from what's that show?
Varsity Blues.
There you go. Yeah, bring back Bud Kilmer from freaking Varsity Blues. Put him over there. It'd be good.
Oh, here's one. Mike just disappears. He'll be talking. He'll be here talking. All of a sudden, he's gone. You think Stefanski?
He does do that though.
Yeah, he does. He don't say. Hey, I gotta go. I'm out. He just whoop, get on, and then But he does. But then he'll just pop back in all of a sudden.
Right. But
he says Stefanski.
Stefanski's not on the hot seat.
I don't think he's on the hot seat now. If they don't have a good year next year, I think he will be. But I think this year he gets kind of a pass because of the whole Deshaun Watson situation. And
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Watson finished up the season with 220 yards on the last game, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So I don't know. I mean, not a great day because you turned the ball over twice, but it's not bad either. I mean, what do you think he does next year? How do you think he comes out and plays next year?
I think he'll look better because he'll have the off season, but not just off season. He'll have the training camp and the preseason stuff. It'd be more of a regular year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I think he won't be as rusty as he's been this year. He's getting back used to the speed of the game. So
right.
I look for him to be better next year. And
that's
what I'm saying.
He's going to be better next year.
I think Stefanski will get at least one more. I think he'll get at least one more year.
Yeah, I think he gets another year if they finish above 500. I think he gets another year. If they finish below 500, then I think he's done. I just think he's out, and he may even be done next year if they don't get. I mean, because Cleveland management could say, "You know what, man, we're tired of being last. You just didn't get the job done. You're out." Then throw somebody else. I mean, they could do that. They've done it before. Hell, they did it with the quarterback situation now. They brought in the new quarterback, but they still got the old quarterback on the left-hand side. They're like, man, this has got to be the most uncomfortable dinner conversation ever when you got your girlfriend and your ex-girlfriend at the same table. That just never happens. Well, at least not in my world anyway.
AP says he lost respect for the Raiders. They picked Josh over Carr. Yeah, that surprised me. I figured McDaniels would be gone. I thought it'd be the other way, but
He's played good for every coach that's been there, and then this dude takes over one time, and it just goes to hell. Something don't fit. Something don't seem right. You know what I mean?
Well, they always talk about how complicated this offense is, but
do you think that Josh McDaniels wanted to keep Carr in the first place? What I'm saying, I wonder if Josh McDaniels was his plan all along to get rid of Carr. You know?
Well, it could be. I mean, Carr wasn't his guy. It wasn't like Carr was his guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like we were talking about earlier, maybe Carr just wasn't the guy he had picked for the job. You know? And if not, then who the hell are you going to go get that you think? Because he came. I mean, Carr is a lot more mobile than Brady was, but still, I mean, damn. He's still kind of still considered a pocket passer.
Yeah, but he can. He can move.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not thinking, like, when I think of Derek Carr, I don't think of a run first quarterback like I do with Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts. I think of more of a passing quarterback that can run or scramble if he has to scramble. You know what I mean? To avoid a sack. I think of that. That's the kind of quarterback I think of.
Yeah, he has the athletic ability to avoid sacks and stuff. But yeah, he's more of he's going to be looking downfield trying to get rid of the ball. And I'd like to see what he could do if he gets a chance to be in the same system with the same coaches for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Again, because they have had a lot of turnover since he's been there with the Raiders. I mean, not to his fault, but. And I mean, and if you can go through what they went through last year with losing Ruggs and all the different player personnel changes, well, it wasn't last year, it was the year before last, but you know what I'm saying? All the things that he went through in that whole debacle, and then to get here, and now he gets to play with Devontae Adams, but this coach maybe not necessarily is the right one for him. I mean, that's a rough situation down there, honestly. It was a rough situation from the get-go. I thought, you know, I know he didn't want the job, but the guy that was running it before him, man, he did such a good job, though. Hell of a lot better than what he's doing right now. He's doing.
Yeah, I think they would have been in a better situation if they could have kept that coach, the interim coach from last year. You're right, AP. They do. They need an offensive line.
Yeah. Hell, there's a lot of damn teams in the league that need an offensive line.
Yeah, Colts are one of them.
Colts are one, Bears are one, Raiders are one. I mean, there's quite a few teams out there. I'm sure Carolina, if you ask some people in Carolina, they'd probably tell you that they obviously have some holes in their offensive line as well.
Yep. No, I agree. Oh man.
But yeah, I like that. I like what's going on right now in the NBA, though. I think there's a lot of good storylines that are being written over there in terms of the Nets with injuries. Now you got the Lakers, you know, who've always had injuries. You know, it seems like a lot of injury bug is hitting a lot of teams, and I wouldn't be surprised. I think this Cleveland Cavaliers could, you know, they could spring up and surprise someone. I think they're a good team out there. Boston is still Boston, and then of course, you know. Like I said, Brooklyn is Brooklyn as long as they can keep the healthy core, you know, on the floor. But even if they can't, and Durant takes off a little time and comes back and they slide down to 6, as long as they go back to where they were before, you know, playing as a team, putting the team first, you know, there's no reason why they can't slide back up or get in the playoffs and do some big things in the playoffs.
No, I agree. Jets
and
and Washington.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
AP says Jets and Washington are a QB away from going far.
I think the Jets certainly are, especially with the emergence of Breece Hall. If Hall comes back, you know, to the level at which he left, I can see what he's saying. Washington, I don't know, man. There's always something with Washington that I think just feel like always keeps them down. Maybe under new ownership group they'll do a lot better. When I think about the Washington now. It's no different than when they were the Redskins before they changed their name. They were just putting up mediocre ball. Have a couple of good players here and there, but nothing really sustaining. You know what I mean?
Well, they got pretty good defense, especially if you get Young back in form. I think the better quarterback that would make him a lot better. I don't know if it would get him I don't know if it'd get them all the way as contenders, but I do think they'd be a lot more competitive and be in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, like you said earlier, they had to rectify that quarterback situation. That's got to be the first thing. Oh, I know. Trust me. Hey, we can go right over to Fort Worth and go talk to Jerry. He'll probably fall on deaf ears, but yeah, trust me. I understand when it comes to ownership groups. Trust me, I'm right there with you.
Are you Jay? Are you a college basketball fan?
I watch a little bit, not as much, but I do know that Houston has gotten back their number one spot. They had it earlier in the season, and then they lost it. But now I understand they're back on top. With number one right now, and I think
this is the time
Purdue is still in there. What's that?
Yeah. So this is the time of season where I really start watching more college basketball because now you're getting into the conference play.
Yeah, now we're starting to get ready for the March Madness.
Yeah, at the beginning of college basketball, you got all these big schools playing small schools, but once you get in the conference play, like especially Big Ten, them teams just beat up on each other. It seems like so. I start watching it more then, and then of course especially March Madness. But I'll watch Indiana tonight.
I mean, I don't know how it is at your house, but at my house, man, listen, I got some women that live here. Look, I try to watch as much sports until the wife says, okay, it's my turn. And then I guess I got to watch whatever she. So I try to fit as much as I can in before, she gives me the, okay, I'm watching what I want to watch now. So it just depends on the mood of the wife.
I don't have a wife. So I just can sit right here and watch whatever I want.
Man, I'm telling you, hey, look, you don't understand how nice it is when you can just watch or do whatever you want, and you don't have to check with somebody else. Oh man, it's not a bad experience. Let me tell you, because
if he says he has two teams, UConn and UNC. UConn has a big game or has a game tonight against Marquette, and
that's going to be a good
surprises me. What kind of surprised me because UConn's ranked sixth in the nation. Marquette's ranked 25th in 25th in the nation. 25th. What the hell am I saying? 25th in the nation. But they only have this as a 2.5 point spread. They have UConn as 2.5 point favorites on the road.
Wow, I thought that'd be a bigger spread than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought that'd be a bigger spread.
I wonder why that spread is so close, though.
There's some good college basketball games on tonight. You got UConn and Marquette. There was a number 4 Alabama playing number 15 Arkansas, and get this, Jay. Number 4 Alabama is an underdog.
Hey, we don't hear those words with Alabama used very often.
They're an underdog against the 15th team in the country. You know what I mean? That's kind of strange.
Do you ever think that, and I don't even know who the coach is for Alabama's basketball team, but could you imagine if he was walking up the hallway and he walks by Nick Saban and Nick Saban's like, you're like the butthole of our university.
Yeah. You have Indiana at Penn State tonight. That'll be a good one. Indiana's dealing with some injuries though. Duke at home against Pittsburgh. So yeah, there's some pretty good college games on tonight. I'll be watching that now. There's no college football, no more college football to watch. So I'll get in that. I'll probably watch some NBA because my Pacers played tonight. My Pacers have been playing good.
I'm telling you, hey, what would you do though if that trade went through and Hield and Turner were not there anymore?
I hope they don't trade. I don't understand why they want to get rid of Hield or Turner, but unless it depends on who they trade for. If they traded with the Lakers, that to me it's stupid because I don't think the Lakers have anybody that's going to improve our team.
Right.
I mean, other than maybe LeBron.
Right.
You bring LeBron over there with all them scorers around him. I think it'd be good if LeBron would buy into it. But you saw when LeBron went to the Lakers, he didn't want to play with a young team. He got rid of all their young talent, and look what that young talent's doing for other teams. Look at Brandon.
Oh yeah, I get it. Oh, trust me, I get it.
Just think if the Lakers still had Brandon Ingram, if they still had Brandon Ingram with the LeBron in them, as much as he's progressed, they gave up. I think they gave up on Kyle Kuzma too quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think they should have kept Caruso. Caruso fit in that system well with LeBron. I mean,
yeah.
But they wanted to get rid of everybody. Lonzo Ball, which you really can't get on him for that because hell, he's hurt and can't even play. But you know, what I mean, you gave away all your young players.
Oh
And
yeah, absolutely.
that's
No, like I said, I've been right there with you, saying the same thing. I don't know why they're bringing all these old people in. I mean, especially and Braun said just recently that he does not want to play with draft picks. He wants to play with veteran players. He's come out and said that. So even if you think by trading AD you're going to get eggs, or you're going to get these draft picks, unless you can turn those draft picks into players that LeBron wants to play for, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
Like, because really, I think LeBron straps that team down so tight that they can't do what they need to do. And that's why I said sometimes you got to let both of them go for draft picks and just reconstruct your team from scratch all over again.
No, I agree. That's why I don't want the Lakers or the Pacers. Pacers have good team chemistry right now. I wouldn't make a trade. I'd keep playing, let this team keep gelling, and see what it looks like at the end of the season, and then decide what pieces you think you need to improve more. But I'd leave it how it is right now, at least this season, and see how it goes. Because man, they're deep. Their rookies are playing well. I mean, hell, Matherin's coming off the bench and averaging like 19, 20 points a game as a rookie.
That's crazy.
They're not even starting them.
That's crazy, right? I mean, that's crazy.
And their other rookies, their second round pick that they got, that Nimhard from Gonzaga, he's been playing big minutes. Neesmith, who they basically everybody thought was just a salary dump, he's been playing. But Halliburton, dude, Tyrese Halliburton, people's going to start hearing that name a lot more, and he's going to stop getting overlooked. So I'm telling you,
that is their star player is Tyrese Halliburton. Anthony Price.
Halliburton's a bad man, man.
I don't think Gallup gets traded. Not right now. They would need to bring in another wide receiver to replace Gallup, I think, before they get rid of him. But no, I don't think Gallup's going anywhere right now. But yeah, Halliburton. Yeah, I think, man, what you guys are doing over there with the Pacers, though, especially after you got rid of Sabonis and other guys. I mean, I thought that was going to be rough for you guys, but it hasn't. You guys have actually played better now than what you did when you had Sabonis and company. So, yeah, you're on the right track. You're on the better track than Houston is.
Pacers are like one or two game wins away from beating the preseason season total that Vegas had for them. They were only predicted to win like 24, 25 games this year, and they're only a couple games or a couple wins away from passing that already.
Well,
so, I mean, they're ahead of schedule.
They're better
than what I thought they were going to be.
Oh yeah. Well, no, but that's preseason too, man. So, yeah. I never tell you what people say in the preseason is accurately anyway, because it doesn't equate for injuries. It doesn't equate for all the little things, that come into play.
Yeah, they're ahead of schedule. They're way better than what I thought they were going to be this year, especially this early in the season. I was hoping we can keep it up. Got a big game against the New York Knicks tonight.
You said you're at number 6. You're at number 6 right now in the rankings. Okay.
And only only like 2 or 3 games out of like moving up to like second. I mean, we're right there. If we can, and then like I said,
we're at 27. Huh?
Knicks have been playing well. And that's who we play tonight. So,
y'all got the Knicks.
Yep.
Yeah. My Rockets. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're at number 27. I think we're trying to get to 30. So we're doing all right. We're making.
I think we're trying to get to 30.
I think we're doing okay. That's the worst thing is you think okay, I'm gonna get last place. I'm gonna get this draft lottery. Victor is coming to Houston, and then you're like, Sacramento. How the hell does Sacramento get the number 1 pick? And they're like, here we go again. More typical Houston shit.
With that NBA thing, that's like last year. The Pacers were in the lottery, and we ended up getting 6th.
He said, "You're so bad, you can't even win at the lottery, man. Damn."
But all right, let's get to our final thoughts. What's your final thoughts for this Wednesday, Jay?
Oh shoot! Hey, actually, Houston did make it to the bottom. Detroit and everybody else is above them. Yes, we have achieved our victory. Yes. Okay, now don't win no more. Just
That was
chill.
that's great. He said, "Yeah, we're our 30 now."
We are 30. We have reached our goal. There is nobody below us. Okay, we are your benchmark. If you get to where you see us in the rankings, yeah, you're in trouble. You're in bad duty
You're in
trouble.
the wrong place.
Man, final thoughts. Man, I'll tell you. No, I think the biggest final thought that I have is, like you said, where do the Nets go from here in terms of basketball? You like to see a team come together. They finally came together, and now hopefully injuries don't tear that team apart. But outside of the Nets, I'm really just looking forward to this weekend, man. I'm looking forward to, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I mean, just packed full of great games again. I mean, we just had a whole weekend of great games. And now we get a whole another weekend of great games. So I feel spoiled in a way.
All right, my final thoughts. I got a couple, but first one, thoughts and prayers out to for Peyton Hillis. I don't understand. I don't get it. I think it's one thing that's bothered me a little bit. All the attention that Hamlin got, which was deserved. I mean, but
Right.
Hillis we're not giving Hillis no attention like that. This is a dude that put his life on the line to save his kids, and he's in intensive care. Great. He's having kidney trouble is a big concern. Also, some lungs. I think it's important that more people talk about him, and let's get that prayer going for him and his family, because that's another. I mean,
absolutely.
It didn't happen on TV. I understand Hamlin's happened on TV and everybody saw it, but also this dude. I mean, he put his life on. He made the ultimate sacrifice for his kids, and that's
of course.
I think that's something we should be supporting.
No, and that's the thing, right? I know when it first happened, we talked about it unscripted, but after that, I have not seen anything at all on ESPN, Bleacher, Sporting, any of the outlets out there, even in the tweets and stuff that don't really talk at all about him or follow it at all. And that's something that's crazy to me. Like you said, if we follow it for Hamlin, why are we not doing it for Peyton Hillis as well?
Yeah. So,
but yeah, thoughts and prayers are definitely out to the Hillis family for sure.
And then my other final thought is tonight, 6:30. Yeah, 6:30 Eastern time. Come check out the Mississippi bad boy, Zay Gates, pro wrestler. Dude's on a rise. I think has a lot of talent and a chance to really do big things in the wrestling business. We had him on about a year and a half ago. He was one of our first interviews that we'd had on, and he was real new in the business. So it should be a great conversation tonight. He just got done wrestling a couple big matches, so I'm really looking forward to that. 6:30 p.m. Eastern. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all at GonzoSportsRoom, and at the All Sports All Plays Network as well. Also, Easy Money, the sports betting show here in about probably 15, 20 minutes. Come join us for that. I didn't have a great day on my picks yesterday, but for the week, I'm 32-24 so far this week on my pick. So, hey, I'm above 500, so that's always a good thing.
Meanwhile, the guy who bet all that money on this week and lost a crap ton is like, "Fuck you, Gonzo! I didn't do too well. You hurt my piggy bank."
Yesterday, yeah, he didn't want to tell my picks yesterday. I didn't do very good in the NBA at all yesterday. I done good in college basketball. NBA, I had the Mavs beating the Clippers. Clippers won by 1 point. I had the Cavs beating the Jazz. The Jazz won by like fucking 1 point. And then the Thunder lose to the Heat by 1 damn point.
Damn, there's a lot of 1-pointers out there. Well, but you know what? Most likely, though, you would have covered the spread. So if they're just 1 point wins, you should have covered the spread.
Well, on those games, I took money line. So the spread didn't matter.
Yeah. Man, what a time to be alive.
But no, we appreciate everybody watching. I'm Chris Gonzalez. Got Jay McLovin. Big thanks to Mike Hughes as well for jumping on with us for a little while. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with another episode of the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Like I said, make sure you check out the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network, Gonzo Sports Room Network, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. hit that subscribe button. Same thing for Unscripted. Find Unscripted on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Make sure you're liking, follow, hitting that subscribe button. But we'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Have a great day.
Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports